And we've reached Chapter 6, Lesson 4. We're going to make a model to solve some division equations. And here's the word problem. Anne's class bought 4 boxes of peaches at the orchard. There are 128 peaches in all. Each box has the same number of peaches. How many are in each box? What do we know? We know there are 128 peaches, and they're divided evenly into 4 boxes. What do you need to find? You need to find the number of peaches in each box. And I just got that from here. 4 boxes of peaches, 128 peaches in all. That's all the information I needed. So we're going to use base 10 blocks to model 128 divided by 4. If you're using money, it would be $1, 2 dimes, and 8 pennies. But since we're putting them into equal groups, the 100 cannot be divided into 4 groups. They're going to trade 100 for 10 tens, which would be like trading in your dollar for 10 dimes. And they've written it out here. Here's the original group. That was 100 that they've split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tens. And the original 2 that were in the original problem are still here. They're right next to. So we've got still 128. We've just regrouped that 100 into the tens. Now we can put those into our 4 groups. And when we've separated out all the tens, 1 10 in each box, like we're sharing, we get 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. So each box has 32 peaches. And there are no remainders. I can check using repeated addition. 32 4 times. 32 is 128, so I know my answer is reasonable. I can also check with my multiplication, which would look like this. 32 times 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 times 3 is 12, which gives me 128. That's how I know we did this correctly. So there are 32 peaches in each box. Now we're into the second example. Caleb's family spent $420 on their road trip. Their road trip was 4 days long. If they spent the same amount of money each day, how much did they spend each day? What do we already know? We know Caleb spent $420 divided between 4 days. What do we need to find? How much was spent on each day? And the plan is divide 429 by... Why did I do 9? 420. Let me fix that. Okay, so we're dividing 420 by 4 to find out how much was spent each day. Oops. Anyway, moving on. So, to draw my model like this one wants, I have 10, 100, 200, 300, 400, and 2 tens, 420. And the problem said 4 days, so I made 4 groups. And because I need even in each group, you'll quickly see that I'm going to have to do some regrouping. But I'm going to start with putting 100 in each box. So this 100 can go in this, or in each group. So 100 there. This one can go here. This one here. And that's nice because I've got 4 hundreds and I've got 4 groups, which makes 1 in each group. But I can't do that with the tens because I only have 2 tens. So I'm going to need to break that apart into 21s. So I broke apart a 10 and made it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones. Other 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones. Now, in order to divide it, I'm going to cross out, I'm going to do 4 at a time just to make our lives a little easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 into each group. I'm going to continue that. You get the idea. And when I've divided them all up into the different groups, I get 100 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each group. So what does that mean? If I go back to my original problem, how much did they spend each day? Well, with 105 ones, that tells me Caleb's family spent $105 each day. And that would be how I would write that in a complete sentence answer. I can check my work by taking 105 and multiplying it by 4, and then you'll get 420. And when you get to page 349, number 1, it has a basic fact in it, so I'm not going to talk too much about that other than to remember to move your decimal or add the 0. When you get to number 2, this is not easily divisible, so you're going to have to do some regrouping on this. You're also going to have a remainder, and remember to write that remainder over 7 to be the fraction that we've talked about in other lessons. Also, this one is a 2-step problem, so don't get tricked. First, you need to find out the cost of the smoothie, and then you need to find out how many smoothies you could buy with if you had $124. Fortunately, that is divisible, and there are 2 basic facts in there for you to see. This one, you might make sure that when you're solving this, you leave your remainder of 4. So you might want to think about 250 divided by something. And then I'll give you your whole number here, and then the remainder will be just left on the end.